What's going on, guys? This is going to be our episode 5 review on the What If for the zombie episode. We are going to be going over spoiler review, so if anybody has not seen this episode, tune off now, but if you don't care about spoilers, continue watching. I thought this was a very interesting episode. I didn't love it as much as I loved episode 2 or episode 4, but I still thought it a very interesting concept just going into Ant-Man and the Wasp. That was obviously the main key for this episode, seeing Hank Pym go into the quantum realm, getting Janet Van Dyne out, rather getting infected, and then spreading that infection to basically everyone in the MCU. I thought it was an interesting alternative of what could have happened there, and just seeing like the horrors and like the like a zombie apocalypse, basically, if you will, in the MCU. I thought it was an interesting concept, and I don't know, Jay. I kind of thought I'd love to see this into a movie, maybe like an R-rated style Marvel movie one day. Just not obviously connected to the MCU, just with the characters. I think it'd make an interesting concept. I know they're talking about possibly doing it now, but I think it'd be an interesting R-rated concept.
I mean, it'd be interesting. I mean, there's obviously plenty of zombie movies and stories out there. I thought it was kind of fun for them to, do it for this show. I don't know if we need it in movie form, but like I thought it was pretty fun for this episode.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, again, just seeing the horrors and dangers, and that the Avengers couldn't even stop this. It really, like, again, put that fear and scare tactic into what can happen in this reality when not even the Avengers can stop all these zombies. And also,
well, like they said in the episode, once the Avengers themselves got infected, that's when it was over, because then you got Cap and Iron Man, who are zombies. So.
Yeah, and Doctor Strange and Wong, etc. Yeah, no, for sure. And yeah, I think basically my only issue with this, and again, I know these episodes are only 30, 35 minutes long, but I mean, when we watch episode like 4, even episode 2, to me, there's a lot of emotion in those episodes, and again, only 30, 35 minutes, but in this episode, like, even just little moments like where Bucky is killing Cap, that should have been a very powerful moment to me, like, for Bucky,
yeah,
at
that
least,
one
like,
kind of
just really emotional, and it was just kind of like, just play it off as, I just killed a zombie. It wasn't Steve anymore because it's a zombie now, but still should have been a hard payoff moment for him, but just little nitpicks like that from it bothered me a little here and there, but again, it's 30, 35 minutes long.
Well,
so
I think for that specific death or that part, like, yeah, there wasn't that much emotion, but then you kind of felt the emotion a little bit more in scenes like when Hope was like seeing Scott Lang die. He didn't actually die, but like there were moments with her and like with Spider-Man, like, how do you stay so positive, like that those were the emotional parts that I thought they kind of did a little bit better. But but I agree with that Bucky one. It kind of was just like a side note.
I guess you're fair to say that, and obviously too, we do see Scott Lang's reaction when he finds out that Hope has died. Like, that is, you're right. That is a very I didn't even think about that. That was a pretty emotional, powerful moment there. And I gotta say, it was nice to have Paul Rudd and many of the other voices back. Paul Rudd was so funny.
Funny thing, like, I saw Paul Rudd's name in the credits. I was like, okay, cool. And then, like, in the beginning, it looks like he dies. I'm like, oh, well, I guess that was a short little cameo. But then he comes back as just the head. I thought that was pretty hilarious.
Yeah. And there were some really great moments in this episode, too. Obviously, we got Peter Parker is basically, I mean, there's a lot of characters in this episode, but Peter's one of the main characters in this one, yeah. Spider-Man. And there were some really cool moments. Like, I love when the Cloak of Levitation, he has this moment with the cape on, and with the cloak rather, and because if you remember back to Avengers Infinity War, he said, hi, I'm Peter, and then the cloak just went right back to Doctor Strange after he saved him from Ebony Moss. So that was a cool little callback moment there. Like, now they actually have a relationship and they're working together. And also too, there was a powerful moment, I guess too, with Hope sacrificing himself, as you mentioned, also with Bruce Banner sacrificing himself as well and turning into the Hulk. That was a pretty powerful moment. So yeah, emotionally as well. So yeah, I guess you're right. There were. I guess I was just more nitpicking towards that Bucky moment that kind of ticked me off a little bit.
Well, because that's such a big thing, you would think, but it just ended up not being. Even though the other ones did a better job of it, but this one, which could have been maybe potentially the biggest, like, kind of emotional part, they kind of just played it off quickly.
Yeah, I really also liked what they did with Vision in this episode, because, I mean, Vision is always, like, so by the book, and I'm going to do the right thing, and then just seeing, what happens when, because obviously Vision always, as I mentioned, he always does what's right and by the book, but obviously we know
Not
sometimes
this
that can
time.
his well, yeah, not only this time, but also sometimes his love for Wanda can cloud his judgment. I mean, we saw that in Civil War, like he was so distracted by Wanda, he accidentally shot Rhodey, like just little things like that, and then we actually see the horrors of what can happen in this episode when he's actually thinking like a human rather than the perfections of an android and a robot, if you will, rather than the downfalls of human clout and judgment. And I thought that was an interesting choice to make, and
Yeah,
just seeing what was happening and what he did, and then watching him rip the stone. I was like,
that
that
was
was
crazy.
that was crazy. And I mean, obviously, it takes us back to when Thanos just ripped it out, except he's ripping it out himself. And again, another powerful emotional moment right there, but a worthy sacrifice right there. And he wanted to pay due for what he had done, and because he finally understood, love was not worth all this. Like, this is just wrong. What he had done.
Well, it was a little bit of a kind of like a little bit of a role reversal from WandaVision. Like in that one, she's the one doing everything she can to be with her love, and in this one, to a smaller scale, he's the one doing everything he can do to be with her. So,
Yeah, no, that's
but I guess holding
fair.
T'Challa and like hostage and feeding her, is pretty intense too. So,
Yeah, I mean, Wanda did some messed up stuff in WandaVision, but I don't know to the extent of what Vision was doing here. But I mean, that's a comparison for another day.
yeah,
Of course, we got to talk about. Of course, we got to talk about Chadwick Boseman. God rest his soul, as we always say, and I'm glad we got to see him again uh, in this. I mean, again, I haven't done too much research on the show What If, so I thought episode 2 was going to be his last one. I know you had mentioned when we were filming that one, said no, he's going to be doing more. So I was glad to see you were correct on that, and he was in this. I was surprised and happy to see that. And again, he's God. I'm just gonna miss him so much as T'Challa. He always and we know he was very sick with cancer when he was. And I know he's just voice recording, but still, you still got to bring your A game as an actor, and he just always brought his A game when I mean whatever performance, T'Challa, Jackie Robinson, whatever he's doing. But again, he just brings it.
yeah. I mean, he kind of embodies the character, so it's always nice to hear his voice back. No, he wasn't, quite as the focal point as he was in that second
Yeah,
episode, but
of
still,
course,
it's
of
cool.
course.
It's cool to have him in there. So I'm not
Yeah,
complaining at
no,
all.
oh no. Anytime we get any of Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, I'm happy. So, yeah, no, that was great. I was happy to see him back. It was, and of course, we got a Koye as well, and she sacrificed herself again. So I guess I really
And
was
yeah,
nitpicking on the emotional thing, and you made a good point. I guess I was just so ticked off about that Bucky cap thing that I kind of it clouded my judgment on the rest of some of the other emotional payoffs that happened in the rest of this. So I guess it was that one moment I was a little ticked off. But other than that, I thought this was a pretty good episode. It was intense. It was interesting. It showed the more horrifying things that can happen in the MCU, especially with zombies in the MCU, which movie wise, I don't think we've really have seen at all. Zombies wise, obviously, we're going to be seeing vampires in the next couple of years with Blade, but
yeah,
yeah, but zombies we have not really seen. So I thought, even in animated form, I thought it was frightening. It was intense. There was a lot of tension. It was scary. And just seeing that even the Avengers couldn't stop this, and how doomed the universe was, and seeing what happens to our heroes in this type of situation, it was scary as hell for me. And again, I wouldn't put it on my top, but I definitely wouldn't put it on the bottom. Probably somewhere right in the middle. But it was a very enjoyable and intense episode for me.
yeah. No, I thought it was fun, and like you said, it had some intense and definitely a few emotional moments too. So yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm curious. I don't think they are, but like they leave the episode on a cliffhanger, like showing Thanos waiting for them in
Oh
Wakanda.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
I don't think they're gonna do a part 2 of this. But
Uh, yeah, I was thinking that too when we were watching when I was watching the ending. I was like, wait, are we getting another? I doubt we're gonna get a part 2. Maybe in season 2. I would assume they're
they
gonna
did
have a
that
season
kind of
2.
too with like I think it was the third episode where like Loki takes over and then he's just like
Yeah,
but then you never find out what happens. So like I know obviously these
right.
episodes are not meant to be a whole universe, or they're only about half an hour, so like there's only so
Yeah.
much you can do. But yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
assuming they have a season 2, which at this point I would say that's probably a good chance. It's the MCU. There's usually a season 2 of.
That'd be cool.
I'm gonna assume, but yeah, I would be interested to say. I mean, because I thought I liked it enough to see like, okay, cliffhanger. Let's see what happens now when Thanos is a zombie with the glove. He's missing the Mind Stone. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd be interested to definitely see that, and even that episode 3 cliffhanger as well. But we'll have to wait and see till next year if they have another season, which I think they will. But yeah. Let us know in the comment section what did you guys think. We'd love to hear in there. And did you guys think I was right on that? In that Cap and Bucky, do you think it was? And Jason too, he made the comment as well. Wasn't as emotional payoff, but obviously the rest of it was. But we'd love to hear in the comments what were some of your favorite moments in this episode. Are you looking forward to a possible zombie Marvel Zombies film? Do you think it should be R-rated? What are your thoughts on that? We'd love to hear in the comments section.
Real quick though, what I did like about that moment is that the way Bucky said, "Sorry, Cap, it's the end of the line," because Cap always says, "I'm with you till the end of the line." So I thought that was cool. But
well, yeah, and Bucky said that originally to him as well first.
Yeah. They use the same quote like from the movie, but he says, "Sorry, Cap, end of the line."
Yeah, no, that was a good callback, but it didn't.
Yeah, the emotion wasn't there. I agree.
Yeah, it was a good line, but just again, if the emotion was there, it would have had a much more payoff from at least for me.
No, I agree with you there.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Let us know in the comments section what you guys thought. If you felt we earned it, please hit the subscribe button and the share button. We'd really appreciate it. Also, it does help us out in the algorithm if you do hit the like button. We are trying to grow, so we'd really appreciate it. We are going to be reviewing the next episode, Killmonger Saves Tony Stark, so definitely be on the lookout for that. We're also going to be posting some other MCU videos in the future, so if you're interested in that, definitely hit the subscribe button, and we will see you guys next time.